goddamn ever. Paintball stats. We've kind of had them in the past. Paintball Access had a bunch of stats. They kept very similar stats to Paintball Stats. Paintball Stats over on Instagram. I would look in the description of this. You can go over there and check out these. I'll show you a couple of these, but then they have way more, and they've been releasing stuff quite often, and they're gonna keep releasing stuff as they like kind of rifle through some of these things. But they have a brand new stat category. So kind of like in the NFL or in football, they have QBR, that quarterback rating, which we can see right there is based on a lot of stuff, right? Passing performance, rushing, fumbles, down and distance plays, opposing defense strength and rating, penalties and turnovers. They're going to kind of try and use that same idea to give individual players like a tournament ranking or a year-long ranking or whatever. You could do a match ranking. They're going to put, or I guess this would be a year-long or for the whole length of a tournament, because they're going to use matches played, percentages of points played, win percentage, point survival percentage, break survival percentage, matches won, bunkers played. I'm not really sure how that would factor in. Overall team placing, which is really cool. I mean, I think that, having any way for us to say which players are better gives us two things, right? It allows us to actually know which players are better. But I think as like a spectator as well, it gives me more insight into like maybe actually who are the best players. We always constantly say Alex Goldman, is the best Snake player. And some of these having this like overall PB stats ranking or PB stats ranking. They also put MLP, which it's also MLPB. Overall stats ranking, I don't know what the hell I was saying. It just gives us something to look at as spectators to kind of like help us, understand maybe why some players are better. Obviously the one thing that's missing in here is shooting opponents, right? Kills or eliminations. And those are so difficult to track in paintball. It would require a whole bunch of staff and something that we just don't currently have right now. The paintball access stuff, they used to have it, but I don't know how accurate any of those kill counts ever were. So they have that, and they've actually released a couple things, right? So they have these three players they released earlier this week, and we can see that the max score for your ranking is going to be 300. And it looks like they just picked three kind of random people, maybe a top person, a middle person, and then a lower ranked person. And we can see that Archie's way up there at 170 when they take all that stuff into account. And we can see, he played 7 matches. He played 48. Archie played 48 of the team's 54 points. So playing a whole bunch of points and then having a high win percentage is obviously going to factor into that. Because when we look at Alex Goldman, his team got last place. They only played 4 matches. He didn't win a lot of the points because the whole team lost. But you do notice that he survived out the break 95% of the time, which is pretty good. Yeah, you can see the team's points they won. He won 33% of the time they played. Where if you go up to Archie, he won 62% of the time. Yeah, it's kind of cool. And then they actually released this earlier today, and they're going to continue to release these, right? So these are the 16 through 25 players at the Las Vegas tournament. And then oddly, there's not oddly, I guess I shouldn't say, but we see Justin Rabikoff in there. Zupa, he played really, really well for Impact. Tyler Harmon, Danny Schoenhauer also played really, really good for Dynasty. I kind of thought he might be a little bit higher than that. Maybe he didn't play a ton of points. Archie had that 170. He just probably played more points and had more impact on the overall tournament. Brandon Cornell's in there. Justin Bailey. My voice got weird. Ryan Hall, Sam Monville, Trevor Reeser, and Zach Yakamek. So it's really neat. And like I said, I'd suggest going over to the Paintball Stats Instagram. You can see right there, paintball_stats on Instagram, or there's links right in the description of this thing to go and find it pretty easy. So I like stats. I think that they help a lot of stuff. You know, they help coaches, they help players. Players can actually look at the stats and kind of help determine maybe some things they should be better at. So I think it's good. Stats, stats, stats.